And this review is a little different. I recently got a smartphone, and one of the reasons I didn't get a smartphone before was because it's so expensive. I really don't want to buy a contract phone and you're spending like $70 or more a month. That's just too much money. I don't make a lot of calls, mostly text. But for this, $35 a month, and you could buy phone cards to pay for it. It's the cheapest price you'll pay for a smartphone on a monthly fee at this level. Anyway, this is the Galaxy S3, and people have commented about the iPhone being great and all, but before I bought this, I tested a lot of phones in the stores, and I really hated the iPhone due to how small the screen size is. Watching YouTube videos there was not something enjoyable. But this, at a 4.8 screen, you know, for me this is the ideal size. Not getting into smartphone debate, but, you know, I don't care at the technology level if, you know, I don't enjoy the screen and the user experience of what you got to offer. So, check this out. Here we go. I'm gonna show the Comixology app, probably said that wrong, and the DC Comics and Marvel apps. It's a free download, and you get some free comics, even though their regular issues are like $2.99 or something. I'm not sure if I want to get to that level of paying for the, you know, comics on the pad here. Hit that. It will take you to the website where you can see various issues here and the prices. Anyway, I got some free comics here. Hit the My Comics here to check it out. Hopefully it's going to show up. But anyway, if you hit, let's say, a comic here, and it shows you a little cover. It might be tough to see. It's like a full panel thing, and you can tilt it here, and you can zoom in, move it around, zoom out. But here's the thing, they have something called panel to panel viewing. So you double click this, it will take you, so you read one panel, and you see the focus, it switches like on the text, or you could read it here. It depends on the panels. Might not be tough to see. You see what I'm saying here? You could switch it. You could resize it if you want, but you don't have to. This panel to panel works really well. And at the end, you could switch the settings if you want to see the whole page. You could choose to see the whole page at the start. You could choose not to see the whole page at all, or at the end. I chose it at the end because then you could see the whole thing if you missed any text. See, this is the second page. I didn't even see what the rest of the page is going to look like. That's the other panel. You see, then you get the whole page view, and you can zoom in or out like that to the page count. Just flipping the text, automatic. The one thing that this app does well is we don't know what's going to happen at the end of the story or the next page if you don't have the issue. It really adds an element of suspense maybe that comics have been lacking, because when you turn the page you know everything that's going to happen, and here you don't. Let me switch to the Marvel app. Well, I'll show you. I'll switch to the DC app first. For some reason, and I haven't used it much, the DC app, I'm having trouble with that panel to panel. It's supposed to like show up like that, and I could just expand it like that, read the text. Actually, it's a lot of panels in that page. See this on the Marvel app, and it works much better for, let's say, the old comic books, because when you looked at the old comics in the 1960s, for example, the artists did like 6 or 9 panel grid pages, where it's not like modern, where sometimes in the modern art it's hard to follow the page design because there's no clear-cut borders or panels, not like in the 60s. So I'll just show you a really nice example. check out the Avengers 1. Hit that. This is the cover. Shows better in that view than this one. The opening page. But see, this is the panel to panel I was talking about. Might be easier at this view. So you don't even know what's going to happen next. That was the next panel. This is what I'm talking about, especially the 1960s art. Very clear, very precise. And then that's the whole page view that you just read. See this? You don't even know what's going to happen the rest of the page. Look at that. This was the Avengers 1. It adds sort of a new way to enjoy comic books. To read it like this. Check that out. You see what I mean? That you get to not know what's going to happen to the rest of the page if you view it like that. I'm going to show you another comic, for example. Let's say the very first Door issue. That's the cover. See this? It was a little different in design. This is the second page. And then you'll see the whole page at the end. And this being on a smartphone, you can read it anywhere, even on a bus or a train. Check out the first Spidey. Hit that. This is the cover. Very clear. There was a lot of text on the first page. It was like a splash. It focuses in on it. This is the second page. You can see just how clear it is, the paneling. That type of old 1960s art really does lend itself to this app even better than the more modern art, just because it's easier to follow. So this is the app. They have various ones. You could get it for Marvel Comics, DC Comics. This is the one, Comixology. It's the main one, because they also have Marvel and DC. They also have Dark Horse, has its own app. It's really kind of fun to read it. I would recommend like the S3 Galaxy or the S4. It's not so big, and it's definitely not small like the iPhone. And it just makes reading easier. So that's it.